This is your West Tennessee Today late afternoon report. I'm Alexander Bitterling. It's a happy day for dogs in the Hub City. We won't waste any time. Here's News Director Steve Beverly with the story.
The dogs will indeed be happy. City Council gave the green light for a design of a second dog park. The park will be built in this area adjacent to the ballpark at Jackson. Design firm Kimley Horn was the low bidder. The park is being built with a grant from the Boyd Foundation. On another issue, Mayor Gist was asked where things stand on financing the building of 2 new schools, one of which will be a new Madison academic on the campus of the University of Memphis Lambeth.
We're after the tax credits right now, new market tax credits. The shutdown did not help. The federal shutdown did not help, so we're still trying to get those lined up, but everything is progressing as it should be.
Then you have the claim made recently on local radio by school board member Morris Merriweather. Merriweather said if financing falls through, a new Madison will be built, but not a new Jackson Central Mary. Truth or fiction?
That is fiction, I can assure you. Both schools will be built. That was the initial agreement between the city and county. The county built one and the city built the other. And we would fully expect them to abide by the initial agreement.
The mayor says he is still very confident the funding will be approved. Steve Beverly, West Tennessee Today.
In another issue, Council took a major step towards annexing property in East Jackson. Council members voted on first reading to annex an area of land south of Browns Church Road. The area is 33 acres across North Park Drive East. The city wants to rezone the area as a light industrial district. The measure is expected to pass in full at the March Council meeting. This afternoon, school board members have begun dealing with the idea of a later school bell time in Jackson and Madison County. The issue came up last month before the Long Range Planning Committee. Committee Chair Morris Mayweather wants to have a public hearing. School Superintendent Eric Jones favors a later start time for middle and high school students, but he urged the board to go slow and even consider a pilot test at one school. The idea of a later school bell time in Jackson and Madison County has begun to pick up speed. Here's some of this afternoon's discussion.
Superintendent Eric Jones is on record as saying a later start time for middle and high schoolers can improve academic performance. He's been meeting for nearly a month with principals about 3 possible options for adjusting start times. Jones says the least disruptive change would be to start elementary schools at 7:30 and high school and middle school at 8:45.
Being free at 2:30 to start working, now it's looking more like 4:30, so you're going to have some pushback there. And then you'll have some pushback on the elementary side because now you're starting school at 7:30 or 7:45.
I'm more concerned about the benefit that it would have on students versus how inconvenient we as adults will be.
As I stated a few minutes ago, we're in the business of educating these kids, and we want to do what's best for them. If it's going to bring up their grade points, if it's going to help them learn more, I want to do it.
School board members will be taking their message to state lawmakers this week, especially when it comes to the idea of school vouchers. Friday, the board meets with 2 members of the Madison County delegation. Last week, the board unanimously opposed school vouchers from the state of Tennessee. A bill to allow vouchers could come before the General Assembly. State Representative Johnny Dodd and State Senator Ed Jackson will hear the board's concerns.
This board hasn't been united on everything since those of us who are new sat down back in September for the first time. We were united on this.
Things have calmed down today at North Parkway Middle School. Let's recap the story from yesterday. Sheriff John Mayer says a school resource officer was called to assist in a disruption in the school office around 1:10 on Monday. Mayer says that female parent Arlene Pugh created a commotion and refused to leave. The resource officer used chemical spray and an electronic device in order to bring Pugh under control. She was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assaulting a law enforcement officer. Her adult daughter, Zaire Lewis, was arrested and also charged with assault and disorderly conduct. A third adult was arrested on an unrelated matter. Nissan Mitchell had an outstanding warrant from another county in Tennessee. Sheriff Mayer says that no students were injured and order was quickly restored.
A Murray County man is the newest addition to the TBI 10 Most Wanted list. Jamal Gardner is wanted on several charges, including attempted murder. All of those charges are in the Columbia, Tennessee area. Gardner is not a small one. He stands 6'5" and weighs 315 pounds. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you know anything about him or where he is, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Again, that number is 1-800-TBI-FIND. In health news, we're often told that eating a good breakfast is the best way to start your day. But eating a healthy breakfast is even more important. Dr. Mary Clark explains why.
Is breakfast really the most important meal of the day when it comes to controlling your weight? Researchers say there's no good evidence that eating breakfast helps you lose weight or that skipping breakfast revs up your appetite later in the day. They reviewed 13 published studies that looked at the effect of eating breakfast on weight change and daily caloric intake. They discovered that regular breakfast eaters consumed an average of 260 more calories per day compared to those who skipped a morning meal. And participants who decided to forego that bowl of cereal or plate of eggs were on average nearly a pound lighter. The researchers say there's no proof that eating breakfast boosts your metabolism or that skipping it makes you feel hungrier later in the day. They conclude, although eating breakfast regularly could have other important effects, caution is needed when recommending breakfast for weight loss in adults, as it may have the opposite effect.
You'd get the idea that spring has moved into West Tennessee. However, don't get your hopes up, that will not last. After Monday's high of 67, we're going to be in the low 70s both today and Wednesday, and our nighttime lows are only dipping down into the 60s. But Wednesday night, an 80% chance of rain rolls into West Tennessee. That will continue through most of Thursday. Then look at that 40-degree drop in temperatures by Thursday night. Friday, our high will only be 38. That's our look at news and weather across West Tennessee today. I'm Alexander Bitterling. Remember, when news breaks out, we break in. Have a great day and night.